In a world driven by bold ideas, where innovation is currency and every decision shapes the future, one platform stands at the forefront. Welcome to IdeaRoast, the live boardroom experience, where your ideas face the ultimate test. An arena where innovation is challenged, strategies are refined, and visions find clarity. At IdeaRoast, every pitch is a story. Every question is an opportunity. We don't just hear ideas, we ignite them. From groundbreaking pitches to sharp KPI alignments, from actionable insights to real world feedback. This isn't just a stage, it's a movement. A place where startups, corporates, and industry leaders converge to shape what's next. IdeaRoast, fueling innovation, building communities, and enabling tomorrow's leaders today. Step into the boardroom. Experience the future. This is IdeaRoast.
I would now like to welcome Mr. Chetan Shiladya, a serial tech entrepreneur and AI innovator with over 2 decades of industry leadership. He's the founder and director of Destinova AI Labs, where he leads the development of next-gen AI products and autonomous agents, pushing the boundaries of what's possible with generative and agentic AI. He also serves as founder and CEO of Medisoft Solutions, a company known for delivering impactful solutions in fintech, health tech, IoT, and e-commerce. Let's give a warm welcome to Mr. Chetan Shiladya. Joining us next is the passionate innovator and AI strategist, Mr. Harshal Trivedi. With over 15 years of experience in the IT and AI space, Harshal currently leads SoftBank Private Limited, delivering smart solutions across AI, cloud, IoT, and DevOps for global sectors like healthcare, logistics, and finance. He also serves as Chief AI Officer at Sahana Systems Limited, where he oversees scalable automation solutions with tangible business impact. He's the founder of Tusker AI, a no-code platform revolutionizing image and video analytics through agentic AI. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Harshal Trivedi to the stage. Our next panelist brings a unique blend of business acumen and technological depth. Please welcome Mr. Karthik Tokai. With 15 years of global experience, Karthik has led high-impact journeys across domains like retail, edtech, payments, healthcare, and beyond, turning bold ideas into meaningful innovation. He's a seasoned speaker, a TEDx alumnus, and a presenter at more than 10 international Agile conferences. He's also contributed to premier platforms like IIT Gandhinagar, IIM Rohtak, and IIM Visakhapatnam as a speaker and panelist. Recognized among the 40 under 40 by World Brand Affairs and honored as an AI for Leaders Award, Karthik brings an entrepreneurial mindset to everything he does. Let's give a big round of applause to Mr. Karthik Tokai. Moderating today's panel is someone who lives and breathes the spirit of early stage entrepreneurship. Please welcome Ms. Riya Dave. She's the founder of the startup Ruby and the creator of WIDI, What's Your Big Idea? A community-led initiative that empowers aspiring entrepreneurs to transform their ideas into actionable ventures. With over 7 years of experience in marketing and branding, Ria has worked with more than 180 clients across industries and has played a pivotal role in building 35 plus brands from scratch. As a startup coach, she specializes in guiding founders from idea to execution. With deep expertise in clarity, market fit, and scalable growth strategies. Let's give a warm welcome to our moderator for the day,
Currently the ratio of 5 is to 1. So like one guy with proper AI tools can do all the coding. But for you, getting out in the market, next year or two, it's a big opportunity. Why? Because due to chat GPT, everyone knows there is some tool into AI. So all the functional, non-functional people, all the businesses who are unknown to AI, they are now exposed to AI through this simple chat interface that is chat. Now, due to that, if you are into HR or you are into marketing or like finance, any of the domain you are into, the benefit of this is it will open up lot of opportunities. So what has happened? पहले कोई marketing नहीं करता या content नहीं लिखता, but अभी with ease of use using this generative AI tool, there are a lot of businesses which is coming out. So I'll just give you one example. Like with Uber, तो टैक्सी का धंधा बंद नहीं हुआ, लेटेस्ट टैक्सी का धंधा बंद हुआ, ऑटोमोबाइल का धंधा बढ़ा, राइट, ड्राइवर का धंधा बढ़ा. सेम वे इफ यू टेक you in the center using this generative AI tools, lot of jobs will get increased. If you are doing businesses, lot of business will get new leads, new growth will happen. So if I say content writer or marketing director, तो उसके बाद पहले वो 5 कंपनी का काम कर सकता था. With using generative AI, now he is able to do more than 20 कंपनी. तो उसका तो business बढ़ेगा, right? Simply getting the money of 20 customers. Now, generalizing more, using more generative tool, his agency is only managing 5 to 7 customers with a lot of problems. With this tool, he can manage more than 1,500 customers. So for you, it is a lot of opportunity in the market. It is the way that you need to figure it out. That is one. Second is, when we were into colleges, so there was no guidance. We need to roam around a lot to find the right guy, right person, or a right mentor. वो बुद्धि भी नहीं है कि mentor होना चाहिए. Basic, if I tell you on a side note. Now with you, the best part is you can ask any damn thing to the generative AI tool. वो आपको एकदम structured answer लिख के देगा. It is just you need to know what is your ask. अगर आपकी ask proper है ना, you will get the answer. So before 5 years, 10 years, there was a problem if I had asked. तो मैं जाके पूछूं किसको? If I go to Google, it will give me lots of options. कौन सा सही गलत, I am not able to figure it out. But now if you want to start something into marketing, you just go to any generative AI tool, and if you ask, I want to start a marketing agency, create me an SOP, I want to do a marketing for an IT company. What should be the strategy? So पूरा strategy आपको लिख के दे. At the end, if you want to become a chief marketing officer, which is the highest, तो CMO का roles क्या होता है? What CMO does? So at the age of 20 or 22, जो हमको 35 साल में पता चला, like after 15 years of experience, CMO ये करता है, ये करता है, ये करता है, right? CHRO ये करती है, ये करती है, ये करती है. CHRO जैसा रोल हो ना, वो हमको कंपनी चालू करने के 7-8 साल के बाद पता चला कैसा रोल होता है. Right, but with you giving right set of questions to ask, you can get a very right answer. Because now, obviously, human feeling is good, but your mentor is only ChatGPT or Perplexity or Claude. अगर उसको अच्छे से पूछ लिया ना, तो वही आपको 80-90% अच्छे से mentor कर दे. The problem is he can't execute. Execute आपको ही करना. So this way the job roles will change. If you use the right tool in the right way, with the right direction, with your case, आपका business, आपका post, आपकी position वो जल्दी बढ़ेगी. If you are using the right tool in the right way. So for you, it is not with like other industries. Other industry में problem क्या है? With these tools, some jobs are getting obsolete. But with the domain you are into, इनका धंधा बढ़ रहा है. Right? So that way you need to overall look at that how the world is changing with this overall AI tools.
With your question, like you mentioned that the tools, right? So right now we know ChatGPT as one of the tools. So what are some of the other tools that they can use? Because there's so many tools that comes up every single day. So we don't know. Sometimes it's Sora, sometimes. So what are some 2 to 3 specific tools that they can learn while they are doing their entire MBA thing, right? So can you just explain this to them?
So see, tools, obviously next 2-3 years, it will be lot of flood. मतलब जैसे, I give you simple example. हम जब when we did engineering and we came out, तब Android का phone launch हुआ, iPhone launch हुआ. तो हर दूसरे दिन नई ऐप आ जाएगी. So we were also confused. कि कौन सी ऐप डालनी चाहिए, कौन सी नहीं. Same could be the case over here also. In next 3 years, there will be a lot of tools. So this will get stabilized down the line. What you have to think? Again, आप कौन से डोमेन में? None of the tool is right. None of the tool is wrong. Right and wrong depends on what domain you are into, what work you want to do, और वो डोमेन के वो काम के लिए कौन सा टूल सबसे अच्छा है, वो टूल आपको यूज करना है. So how we also do, like this is also confusion for us also. So हम क्या करते हैं, हम will go to ChatGPT or Claude, we'll ask, I want to automate my HR. Simple. So there is a lot of problem कि बहुत हमको एक, like I give you our simple example. So we are into deep tech. Right? So deep tech में problem है finding the right candidate is a like 200-300 इंटरव्यू लिए, उसमें से 2-3 जन मिलते, वो भी ज्वाइन होना हो, that we don't. So technically to take 200 interviews, you are flooded with 500 resumes. Right? Now you want to shortlist, doing things here and there. What do? We again go to Perplexity. We tell him, suggest me 2-3 right tools where I can only do shortlisting of resume as per my job description. We find 2-3 tools, we buy out $10-20 subscription, वहाँ पे डाल दिया. So जो काम हमको करने में 20 दिन लगते थे, फिर वो काम हम 5 मिनट में करके देते. फिर उसमें हमने HR निकाल नहीं दी. HR का तो काम अच्छा हो गया. 15 दिन का काम, it is getting done in 5-10 minutes or 20 minutes. But my ask is clear. What I only want a tool which can compare the incoming resumes with my job description. Right? This is a very simple example. Now if you write a prompt in a way, I want HR automation tool. So 4 options are. If you write your prompt in a right way, then pick and choose the right tool. So always it would be for a specific domain you are working, that you need to make sure right prompt you are typing, that is true. You have to try 2-3 tools. One will never work. But अभी क्या हो रहा है? Like if you go out in the market like GPT, Claude and all, every month they are upgrading like anything. So वो लोग ही इतने सारे टूल लेके मार्केट में आ रहे हैं. जो लोग ने छोटी स्टार्टअप चालू की चैट जीपीटी के ऊपर या क्लाउड के ऊपर प्रेफर कर रहे हैं, उसने 100-200 तो हर महीने या एक क्वार्टर में बंद होती है. वही लोग वो टूल्स अंदर लेके, एक्सेल वाज अ फीचर, लाइक किसी ने चैट जीपीटी का यूज करके एक्सेल का कुछ प्लगइन लाइक देयर वर 2-3 टूल्स. चैट जीपीटी only came up with a plugin with excel. It is far better than all the other tools which are there in the market. Right? So this way you need to pick and choose your right tool. But in whatever domain you are, like you could be in finance or international business or HR, कोई भी डोमेन में हो, वो डोमेन के जो टॉप 3-4 टूल्स हैं वो आपको अच्छे से करने हैं. सेकेंड, for the right tool now they have given an option deep research. So we use that a lot, right? Because हम वो डोमेन में है. That also you need to make sure if you are into fintech, use normal stuff, but also use deep research. So deep research will give you insight from the research papers, from the patterns. So market में, see, if you are right now passing out next year or next to next year, so next to next year, मतलब आज क्या चल रहा है ना, वो आपको पढ़ना नहीं है. 2 साल के बाद क्या चलने वाला है ना, वो भी नहीं पढ़ना. 5 साल के बाद क्या ट्रेंड होगा ना, वो आज करोगे तो मार्केट में चलोगे. That you need to be very clear. That deep research will help. So now if you have a startup idea, where to start? How to get the statistics? तो हम लोग क्या करते हैं? We went to incubations, 3-4 महीने 6 महीने इंक्यूबेशन में गए, हमने अपने आइडिया को वैलिडेट किया, we did लाइक प्रोडक्ट मार्केट फिट ऐसे होता है, जीटीएम ये बनता है, ऐसे बनता है, ये सब हम सीखे थे. That took lot of time. Now competing कंपनीज का एनालिटिक्स किया हमने, उसका कोई टेबल बनाया, ये किया, वो किया, टैम सैम सॉन्ग ये सब निकाला. It was taking a lot of time to create a deck also and taking out all this data also. प्रोडक्ट आपको पता है, प्रोडक्ट की तो बीन स्लाइड ही होती है, मेरी प्रोडक्ट क्या है. Now with these tools, we are able to get all these statistics in less than 2-3 hours, 4 hours. तो आपके लिए बेनिफिट क्या है? Using the right tool with the right domain. So you're starting something also using the deep research and all these things. Competition क्या कर रही है, उसके statistics क्या है, आपको ये करना चाहिए या नहीं करना चाहिए. And 25 lakh or 50. That's the change. So I say to everyone gets a 50 lakh package at the age of 40. उसमें मजा नहीं. 25-26 साल पे मिला उसमें मजा है. Right? Your true success data is when you get to that level at 25 to 27, not at 40. 40 पे तो सबका उतना ही पगार. कुछ नहीं करोगे भी 10% increment you will reach there with your starting. This is how you have to overall.
Thank you so much. That was a really deep. I hope people would have followed it same. So you talked about how tools and everything in the what would be the other skills that they would be requiring?
Wonderful question. But I just wanted to say that if you are actually paying to perfect city, you need to learn our resourceful network as a product. Right? We would help you to hire a better person in a short span of time. We have more scalable solution on that. Because the reason is that you will not be able to find out the character of the people, right? When you are hiring, and the attitude of the people, which we would give the guarantee that the people who get already hired from a platform would definitely be of a person who would love to stay with your company for longer. And to answer your question, it's a very good question, right? How many of you have heard about Gartner? Is there anyone who have heard about Gartner? No? So Gartner have recently published a statistics that 40% of the agentic AI will be shut down by 2027. About ChatGPT, DeepSeek, Claude. You talk a number of tools. Actually, it's a garbage. The reason for that is what would work for you, probably LLMs would not be able to identify. In order to know that what would work for you, you have to give the right prompt, that is correct. But other than that, what you have to put your critical thinking. Right? Whether it is actually needed the data that you have received or not. So that is one part. Apart from that, adaptability. The skill set which we need, AI literacy. Second is adaptability, and the reason why adaptability is how many of you probably would love to go out into the market and sell a product? That you guys are working, you have to sell yourself. And in terms of skill sets, in terms of anything. If you are not in position to actually sell your skills, you will not get hired. So that is what the sales skills is required, and no AI tool will help you to give your strength and weaknesses to narrate. You are the only one who can actually narrate your strength and weakness. And portraying your weaknesses in front of a decision maker as a strength, that's an art. No AI tool will actually help you to draft this particular thing. So that's an adaptability which you have to see, that you have to go out. The skill which I personally believe and I admire is emotional intelligence and emotional quotient. Right? There is no people out into the world who will be successful only with the AI tool, because AI tool can actually help you to increase your efficiency, but a manpower will help you to get success. So you have to have the emotional intelligence, emotional quotient, right? Where
as you have built a lot of tech products, right? So there are students, if they want to start their own journey, right, from their application, how they can take the first step towards that.
Okay, so how many are interested to start something as a company or a startup? How many have the idea? Just I will share just a basic guideline for them. We are enter into the era of AI. Now, before this AI tools, if we want to check or validate my idea, then I want to go to meet my friends, family, teacher, or market. We need to hire some market research team, like whether my idea will get accepted by the audience or a target market or not. There is a lot of challenge. Like if I say I want to test one product into the Ahmedabad, then the culture and mindset of a Ahmedabad is different from even a Surat, you can say, and even a Mumbai. Now you have a AI tool. You can ask to the AI tool, like, hey, consider yourself as an opponent for my product. Okay, and as Karthik say, like before this, we are also using the most of research from the Gartner. Right now, also we are referring the market and its consumption and all the research and report of the Gartner. But now we are also asking to the ChatGPT or a Perplexity, like, hey, can you validate my idea? What are the challenges I will face? What are the top city? These ideas can be accepted. You will be asking them like, for my idea, what is the target audience I can choose that will help me? Even you can ask in another way, okay, can you give me a 20% target audience and geolocation that validate my idea? So you will work onto the 80-20 ratio. Most of the in a business domain, so everyone know the 80-20 ideas, right? How many don't know it? Okay. Thing is that you need to always choose to work on a 20% effort that give you a 80% result. It is a common business scenario. Okay? If you succeed in this one, in any of the domain, this is a unique algorithm you can apply anywhere, in your day-to-day life, in a job, in a work practice, or anything. You need to work on a 20% focus thing that should give you 80% result. So you need to find out a 20% part of your idea and ask and validate with the AI tools. So you will easily right now get all the things, whatever like startup more parameter detail like target audience, TAM, SAM, percentage of ratio, that comes into the later phase. First is the idea validation. And in a startup ecosystem, if you think about India, right now, lot of sponsorship, lot of funding is going there, lot of incubation center is available. So you can validate your idea. Now, with the help of AI tool, most of the things like slide, pitch deck, or PPT, even some tools are helping you to generate the POC and MVP also. If you have someone in a group as a tech person, then you can ask them like, hey, can you help me with the prepare the POC or MVP of this idea? If it is a tech side, they will help you for that one also. And you can enroll for any of the incubation center and you will get a mentor over there also. Other than that, all the incubation center have a investor like from angel to the venture capital. So right now, if you think you are in a good era where you enter into the one cycle, you have each and everything that is reachable by the single touch.
So I would just like to add that as we know that AI only gives us something that is already on the web, right? So when somebody is entering the idea, like one people have many ideas, right? So whenever they are entering into something through AI, okay, how safe it is or how how easy it is to understand that ये जो idea है वो validate actually है या नहीं, because there are lot of people who will be typing same thing. So everything available on the web, how it is more trustable, right? Okay, because you are investor, there can be two people having the same information on the deck. So how it is more safe for them to use?
Okay, so I wish to say it in another way. Most of the idea you are getting, if you search onto the web, then that idea is either available or even in a market, competitor is already working in that zone. So there is very rare and unique idea that fall into this category, and the possibility of validation of even a unique idea, that is a hard in terms of a AI. So you need to go with again a old pattern. You need to do a research of a Gartner or some domain, and you need to enter on a ground. You can say the on field. You need to accept it. Third thing, lot of session for the startup is going on, and they are supporting you. Like you can meet some startup or an industrial mentor, and you can talk one to one with them on a session, and you can ask for like, hey, this is my idea and I want to validate it. Can you help me on that case? So from the industry expert and industrial guidance and mentors also helping you to validate that idea.
Thank you so much for this entire thing. I'd like to shift to Mr. Marshall, and as we know that you are building AI tool without code, right? So we want to understand that what exactly is no code tools, or how can this help non-tech founders?
So, if you talk about like, overall there is a wave of AI. Right now the trending term is agentic AI. Like, what an agent does. Agent, like you give an SOP, you have to do this task. Automatically the agent will do that particular specific. Now, when you talk about no code, low code and all, overall, if you are into non-tech, it is a very helpful technology for you. Because for you, the biggest bottleneck would be on the tech side. Now, with the advancement of no-code, low-code tools, or agentic AI tools, or generative AI tools, what they help you to do is, without letting you get into much into technology, without letting you to get into much into configurations, or some external help, you yourself can start using certain tools to figure out how to solve a specific problem individually. So, you all would be aware about like multiple AI tools, like how to use them. Now, the no-code tools have made it like that flexible, that what we are building. So we are basically into images and video. So what do we do? So like there are like cameras everywhere. Why there are cameras? They are for surveillance. Are they doing surveillance? No. चोरी होने के बाद हम NVIDIA के पास जाके फिर बैंक ट्रैक करेंगे. कैमरा हमने क्यों लगाया था? चोरी ना हो उसके लिए लगाया था. Now after there is a theft or there is some security breach or there is some safety issues, then we go and check all that. Now, say for example, you are a owner. The problems are everywhere. Right? Safety, security, SOP, the problems are everywhere in every industry. Right? Now, as the owner or a stakeholder, you have a vision that you want this, but your bottleneck is technology. How we should be used. And again, if you go out into the market, there is a problem that they charge a bomb. Like it will cost you 15 lakhs, 20 lakhs, 30 lakhs. Again, you are dependent on that specific technology partner who is building for you. Again, the problem is it is building for you also. Or not that you don't know. As a stakeholder, the biggest problem is you are always in a black box. You are only spending. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, you don't know. Right? Now with this no-code tool and agentic AI tools, it is like you can experiment fast and you can fail fast. मतलब अगर कुछ नहीं चल रहा है, if it is in your vision, if you want to make it work, if there are certain no-code or tools are available, you can use it very fast and you can fail fast also. And cost of acquisition is also very less. मतलब within $50, $100, right? Not more than $500. You can start your AI journey. Again, it would be a black box for you, that's for sure. But the best part is, okay, if it is in your mind, like अभी तक का problem है मेरे दिमाग में है पर execution में नहीं है. With this no-code tools, if you want to make it into execution, it is as quick as one day. That is what the advantages of these tools are. That is one. So like down the line, if you are into businesses or if you are starting businesses, if you are going to some companies to do your job also. तो काफी बार नॉन-टेक फाउंडर क्या होता है लाइक इसको ये कर देना इसको ऐसा कर देना पर अगेन विदाउट टेक्नोलॉजी नथिंग विल वर्क विदाउट डिजिटल ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन आल्सो नथिंग विल वर्क और देयर योर हैंड्स आर स्टक यू नीड टू टेक हेल्प यहाँ पे ये सब टूल्स आपको बहुत सारे काम करते हैं इट इज जस्ट माइंड यू शुड हैव अ स्ट्रेटजी दैट व्हाट यू वांट हाउ यू वांट टू एग्जीक्यूट दैट फाइंड द टेक हेल्प ऑफ दिस नो कोड
Wish I had this tool when I was, evolving into this. Because as a non-tech founder, I always felt that. So I'll come to you, Mr. Karthik, that as you talked about, thinking bigger and adapting very fast in this ever-changing world, how can students develop that mindset? Because, all this is subjective and differs from person to person. So how can one evolve? Because even while hiring, there will be two persons who will know both the tools and everything. So how will you be the person deciding who you should go? How they can develop this mindset while they're still studying into this MBA college?
Okay, so one of my favorite question is regards to mindset. Right? And when there is a word called mindset, there is only two people strikes to me on the top of my head every time. One is Virat Kohli, second is Saurav Ganguly. And the reason for that, how many of you have seen the transition of Virat Kohli? Is there anyone who knows the transition of Virat Kohli from 2011 to 2025? 2011 to 2025. So if you guys know the transition of Virat Kohli, and if you have heard Virat Kohli, and if you have heard Harsha Bhogle as well, because I am a strong follower of Harsha Bhogle, he have narrated a very good story about Virat Kohli that when he was actually in front of the mirror, and it was a podcast of Gaurav Kapoor, where Virat Kohli came down and he conveyed that when he was actually in 2011, at that point of time, he was actually a guy who would not be having any single day without non-veg. And from there, he have given up entire non-veg and the transition that you have seen by, and if you guys can recall the year 2015, 2016 and 2017, he was consistently ICC Men's Cricketer of the Year for 3 consecutive years, right? That's what the transition is all about. And when we say that 2019 to 2022, right, there was a lot of failures for Virat Kohli, but still he was actually, people can't even think to keep him out of the game. Right? Because that's the presence, that's the honor he brings on the field. So when we say the mindset, we have to always think about that, what is the best that we can bring on the table. Right? Because every founders need the person they wanted to understand who thinks beyond the game. So the way Akshay mentioned, right, that you have to think 5 years from now. So what is that particular thing that should help you to think 5 years from now? And from where do we start? So obviously there are a lot of tools available out in the market, but there is one thing which I always believe, that's a self-belief. Right? You have to ask the question to yourself, where do you see yourself after 5 years, right? And not for someone else, not for the interview, but for yourself. Right? If you wanted to be the CEO, you have to act like CEO. Right? You have to solve the real problems, and that's when you can be the CEO. So if you know the story of Sundar Pichai, that how he became a CEO, because he has solved the problem of Google Map, and that's how he got transitioned into a CEO of Google. So that's, you have to read a lot of stories. You have to probably compassionate on those sort of things. You have to think that, okay, what is that particular skill that would help me to become a CEO? And it's not an overnight journey, guys. It's a long journey. There is no free perks available. There are no free lunches. You have to give every day 100%, even if you don't feel good. And that's the mindset often Virat Kohli actually taught me, because I'm an athlete guy, so I would always try to relate these sort of questions onto a sports. And the second is Saurav Ganguly. Everyone probably would know that the way transition Saurav Ganguly have brought actually to Indian cricket team. Right? Because Indian cricket team was actually into a bad hands after Mohammad Azharuddin, because we were being questioned for having match fixing and all those things. And that's where actually Saurav Ganguly have picked up the Indian cricket team. And if you guys can recall Greg Chappell have actually questioned Saurav Ganguly for not being consistent enough. And he came back and he actually hit the 3 consecutive centuries again. So that's the mindset. It's all about the resilience. It's all about that what you wanted to achieve from yourself, how you see yourself, right? And if you are on a deathbed, right? What is that one particular thing that you would always regret? Work on that, and that would actually answer about the mindset. So that's all from the mindset.
Thank you so much. So this brings us to our last question, then we'll open for the question and answer session. So we all talked about the positive things of AI and everything. You know, there's always two sides of the same coin. So what can be the cons of it, and how they can actually be aware that this can go wrong and they can take precautions while still learning AI? So if you would like to answer that.
Okay, so technology from the beginning, if you think, then there is always a two for anything. It is not about the AI only. If you think about, like, we move from a desktop to the web, again there is a concern of a data and security was coming over there. In the era of a AI now, I can merge my voice with his body, something like that, and transition and prepare all the videos, and I can publish it. Digital media is so much that no one is checking the authenticity of that part. So always you need to think about the data and the things you are uploading at the publicly portal, right? Second thing, people are more focusing onto the AI domain and AI tools and the things. What I wish to say over here is, always think there is another vertical and domain is growing, that is, you can say, a cybersecurity or data security vertical parallelly. Because as much as the AI will grow, fraud or the authenticity of the data and the piracy and all things will grow. Right? So as a part of compliances, there is a lot of vertical. As I see the inner management, there is one completely subject about the compliances. Like, if those who are working for the pharma company as a managerial post, they go on to the compliances as well as the, you can say, HIPAA kind of a things, right? So as a part of technology, you need to think on both of the way. One is the positive side, another is the negative side. So in a negative side, you also need to think what are the tools and what are the techniques you will get a sale from that.
Thank you so much for the entire discussion. It was quite insightful, and I hope our students would have followed the same. So we are opening the question and answer section. If anybody would like to-
Please stand up and complete it. That's fine. You can take a mic from here. You can take a mic from here. That's
You can take one mic from here, no issue.
like which is the best question, and we will just
Afternoon, sir. First of all, thank you for explaining us beautifully. आपने एआई के बारे में इतना सब कुछ अच्छे से समझाया। मेरा क्वेश्चन कुछ एआई से रिलेटेड नहीं है। मैं ये जानना चाहता हूँ कि आप तीनों ने जब अपनी कंपनी स्टार्ट की तो आपने क्या चैलेंजेस और डिफिकल्टीज फेस करी इसको बनाते समय, और जब आप ये कंपनी इतनी बड़ी बन चुकी है तो अब आप क्या डिफिकल्टीज फेस करते हैं डे टू डे लाइफ में कि हम इसको और बड़ा बना सकें?
वेरी गुड क्वेश्चन। नॉर्मली कोई भी बंदा कंपनी चालू करता है तो उसके आइडिया पे काम चालू करता है, वो उसका एक पैशन होता है। एंड जब तक पैशन है तब तक डिफिकल्टीज आएगी, बट यू विल नेग्लेक्ट इट, एंड एज द डिफिकल्टी यू ओवरकम, you will be happy for that. Like you learn something new every day. When I started with the one developer company, and today we are near about the 150, difficulties is always there. We are not telling that difficulty would not come. Even I reach at the 250 or 500 team of employee, I will have the difficulty. But we are not focusing more onto the difficulty side. There is always a solution come with the difficulties. Right? If you look at the service sector, then the skill, as Karthik mentioned, like you will get a skill resources. There is always a scarcity into the market. It is not from today, it is from the beginning. So we need to accept that. Second thing, honor or a concept or ideas honor is always in a एक होता है कि जो बंदा सामने खड़ा है ना, जिस हिसाब से मैं सोच रहा हूँ उस हिसाब से सोच के उस एक्यूरेसी से काम करके दे। दिस इज द कॉमन एवरी ऑनर हैव एन इश्यू कि ये होना चाहिए, बट वो नहीं हो पाता है, राइट? बिकॉज आपका जो विजन है, आपका जो मिशन है, आपका जो पैशन है, वो सबको उस लेवल पे अलाइन करके ले जाना पूरी टीम को। 2, 5, 10 लोगों की टीम है तब तक यू कैन अलाइन देम, बट वंस यू क्रॉस द 100+ टीम, hats off to all the CEO who is running a company above the 10,000 or 20,000 resources से जो कंपनी चला रहे हैं, I hats off them कि कंपनी का विजन, प्रोसेस, SOP उस लेवल पे सेट कर पाए हैं। बाकी दिस इज द मेन थिंग कि आप पूरी कंपनी को एक विजन देके उस डायरेक्शन में ले जाना और ग्रोथ करना, दैट इज ऑलवेज टफ। इफ यू आर अ बिगिनर और 100 टीम साइज और 1000 टीम साइज, स्टिल यू विल फेस दिस चैलेंज।
I just wanted to leave you with one quote that failure is a teaching ground for us.
Hello. So, hello, sir. Hi. Abhishek. So I wanted to ask, which data to trust more, AI-driven data or data which I can go on the market and research more on?
So see, it depends on context. So it is a startup. So basically, initially, you start a journey as a startup. There is a concept called market research. So what you do? You generally the feedback form, then you take a random market research and all that. Already your questions should be right. When you're asking to someone, your questions should be very right. Then you get a fair overall feedback. Now, when you're talking about data, where you can use AI tool, what type of questions I should ask to take the feedback? That is one. Second, what is it? What type of audience I should take to take my feedback? Then my idea will work or not. Accordingly, you should prepare that particular market research. Then you take a certain feedback. Normally with context. When you're starting a company or a startup idea. Other than that, if you are you want to rely on certain numbers. Right? Now, going out in the market, taking the numbers, it's like a long journey. It will take anywhere between 3-4 quarters to 5 quarters to understand the complete journey. So basic understanding you can take from the tool. Then you can apply your own mind, get some statistics out of it. Top of it, you can plan your own strategy. Then on that number is what he told, that 80-20 number. Specific to that 20%, you go in the field and then you get the actual result. So you need to mix and match between the how to like if you have a specific question with that, then we can take off.
Thank you.
Same question. Before 3 days, someone asked me on a LinkedIn, and he asked me on another way, like AI tool showing me this data, but I'm working with the practical world, and I have emotionally bit of disagree with this data. What I should do? This thing will happen with the everyone eventually using the AI tool. First thing, before doing or before learning the AI tool, I always insist learn a best prompt engineering. आप क्या सवाल किस वर्ड के साथ पूछ रहे हो, मैं जस्ट एक ही शब्द दूंगा, आप कोई भी क्वेश्चन एआई टूल को कैन आई डू से पूछो, कैन आई डू. सेकंड वन इज कमांड दो, क्रिएट a pitch deck for me and can you create a pitch deck for me, it will give you a different result. प्रैक्टिकली देखने जाओ तो एआई टूल कोई भी है अपने को हैप्पी रखने के लिए बनाया गया है. दिस इज द रियलिटी. आप उसको पूछोगे ना, कभी वो आपको हार्श वर्ड में आंसर नहीं देता है. तो यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंडिंग उसका जो डेटा आया हुआ है और आपका इमोशन क्या कहता है उस डेटा के ऊपर वेरिफिकेशन के लिए, देन चेंज अ बिट ऑफ प्रॉम्प्ट एंड आस्क इट अगेन, then it will help you out in a better.
I'll just add on top of it, this unlearn before you learn. Unlearn before you learn. Literacy always repeats the theory. Literacy always will repeat a theory. Unlearn before you learn.
But majority of people know a term but don't know the meaning. That is GPT. We are using chat GPT, but what is GPT?
Repeat the question.
AI, but what is GPT?
Because we are familiar with the term, but we don't know the meaning.
Okay. Yes. So there is a two part. One, when you are asking what is the chat GPT, it means it is an agent. You can consider it. Okay. I'm not going into deep into technically, but just as a part of layman, understand there is an agent. Okay. So if we are two person are talking, then you can consider you are asking me a question and I'm a chat GPT, then I'm one of the agent. Perplexity, that is one of the agent. But when you are asking a question, then from where I will get a knowledge? That is, as a human, we have a brain. So, for agent, there is a brain. It is called a LLM, you can say. Okay, so you can say a large language model. But another question would be there. If I want to go into some niche domain, like I have a question related to fintech, and I want to have a specific answer, then new things are coming into the market already invented. That is a small language model. So you can say a specific domain specific model that turn into the small language model, generic large model that have read a lot of books, like you can say the 32 billion data or 40 billion data strain, that is generally a large language model. So chat GPT, you can say the front end you are chatting with anything, that is an agent, and the brain behind that one, that called a LLM.
Thank you so much for the entire panel and everything. I hope we could understand what exactly is AI and how they can use this in the future. So I would like you to select which was one of the best questions you felt, which was actually relevant for you. We would like them to give a badge so that they can remember to ask questions next time also.
I like one data question.
Okay.
Yes, that is.
Would you like to come here on the stage?
क्वेश्चन पूछना था आपने विराट कोहली की बात की तो विराट कोहली ने जो इतना सब स्ट्रगल के माइंडसेट की बात की आपने 36 की एज में रिटायरमेंट क्यों ले लिया यही करना था तो व्हाट मैन लाइक विराट कोहली इज माय आल्सो रोल मॉडल लाइक मेरे माइंडसेट में वो था कि उसने समझा चिकन छोड़ के ये सब करना था रिटायरमेंट पे ले लिया इसको थैंक यू sir also like I have one startup idea if you can yeah Abhishek
We can connect off this, no problem.
So thank you so much for being such a patient listeners, and thank you so much. Yeah, we can. Who you think is the best panelist? So thank you so much. We are ending it here. Hope to see you all soon.
Thank you so much to the entire team of panelists for such an insightful session. Now let's request Dr. Anju Pandey and Mr. Vishal Kumari to please come on the stage and present the mementos to the guests.